Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our last class we have discussed about differential amplifier and what are the different modes of operation of a differential amplifier and what is the circuitry of a differential amplifier, right? And also we have discussed about the different types of differential amplifiers, so which were called as dual input balance output, then dual input unbalanced output, single input balance output, and single input unbalanced output. So here dual input and single input means if we are providing input to both the terminals, that is V in 1 and V in 2, then it is called dual input. And if you provide it to a single input, then it is called single input. And the balance output means if you are collecting the output from both the output terminals, then it is called balance output. And if you are collecting the output from a single terminal, then it is called unbalanced output. So depending on these four configurations, today we are going to discuss about the DC analysis of the differential amplifier. So to determine the operating point values, which we call as ICQ and VCEQ for different differential amplifiers, so we need to obtain a DC equivalent circuit. So a DC equivalent circuit can be obtained simply by reducing the input signals V in 1 and V in 2 to 0. So we have made them 0 and connected it to the ground directly. The DC circuit is drawn here already, which contains the inputs 0 and the resistance RC are considered to be similar. So they are given same value, and similarly the input resistance is also considered as similar value. So instead of R in 1, R in 2, we are providing it as R in. Now we need to determine the operating point of the collector current ICQ and the collector to emitter voltage VCEQ for any one of these two transistors. So if we determine it for suppose transistor Q1, then similarly it can be also determined for the transistor Q2. So let's start the analysis. So let us first mark the currents in this differential amplifier. So we have here current IB. Similarly on the other terminal also we'll be having IB. Then here we have current IC, and similarly this is also current IC. This is current IE, and similarly this is also IE. And this current is combination of two IE currents, so it is 2 IE, right? So these are the currents that are available in the circuit, and we have to determine the output across these two terminals. Okay, so suppose VC and VC, these both are at same potential, so we're naming them as same. So we'll be determining the DC analysis or the determine the value of ICQ and VCEQ across transistor Q1, and same can be applied to the transistor Q2. So let's start the derivation. So now applying KVL to the base emitter loop of the transistor Q1, here in this loop if we apply KVL, then it will be minus R in IB, voltage drop across this point. Then we have here VBE, so minus VBE. Then we have the resistance RE. So across RE, the potential drop is RE into times of IE. Then at the end we have minus VE, so it is plus VE equals to 0. So this is the KVL across the input loop at base emitter loop of Q1. Okay. So now as we know, IB is IC by beta DC, and we also know the value of IE equals to IC. So here we have IE in place of IC divided by beta DC. So now if we put this value in equation 1, then we have, if I take IE common, then it will be two voltages, so VEE minus VBE divided by twice Re plus this term will be Rin divided by beta DC, right? So this is suppose equation 2. So the value of I is this. Now if you consider the value of Rin by beta DC, then it is very much smaller than Re. So we can neglect this value. We can rewrite the equation of I as VEE minus VBE divided by twice RE. So this is the value of current IC, which we also called as equals to ICQ. So ICQ value is VEE minus VBE divided by 2RE. Considering Rin by beta DC is very much less than 2 times of RE. So from this equation number 3, we can see that the value of Re sets up the emitter current in the transistor Q1 and Q2 for a given value of VEE. In other words, by selecting a proper value of Re, we can obtain a desired value of emitter current for a known value of minus VEE. So here notice that the emitter current in the transistor Q1 and Q2 is independent of the collector current RC. So this is the value of ICQ and the relation of ICQ. So now let's move ahead and we'll determine the collector to emitter voltage VCE. So the voltage at the emitter of the transistor Q1 is approximately equal to minus VBE. If we assume the voltage drop across Rin to be negligibly small. So knowing that the value of the emitter current IE is almost equals to IC, so we can obtain the voltage at VC to be equals to VCC minus ICRC, right? So this VC voltage is nothing but potential difference of the voltage drop VCC minus the voltage drop across RC resistance, which is ICRC. So the collector to emitter voltage VCE is given as VC minus VE, where VC is given by VCC minus RC IC and VE is nothing but minus of VBE. So VCE equals to VCC plus VBE minus RCIC. So this is the value of VCEQ, right? So we have determined the value of VCEQ and ICQ, which represents the DC analysis of the differential amplifier. Now similarly, we can determine it for the transistor Q2 also. So as you can see that this analysis is applicable for all the 4 configurations of the differential amplifier, as long as we use the same biasing arrangement as we have discussed for each of them. That is, knowing the DC analysis procedure for one configuration, dual input and balance output, we do not have to repeat the DC analysis procedure for the remaining 3 configurations. That means this DC analysis is valid for all the 4 configurations, considering we are assuming same biasing conditions for all of them. So this is the DC analysis of the differential amplifier. So now if you want, you can go through a numerical so that you can understand it better. So let us consider a numerical where we have a dual input balance output differential amplifier, as we have drawn in the diagram, where we have the value of RC as 2.2 kilo ohm, value of RE as 4.7 kilo ohm, value of R in 1 equals to R in 2 as we consider, which is 50 ohm, and the supply voltage is plus minus 10 volts, and the transistor we have beta DC equals to 100, and VBE as we typically consider suppose 0.715 volt. So now we have to determine the value of ICQ and VCEQ. So from the analysis, as we know, the value of ICQ equals to value of IE, which is equals to, as per the formula, we have VEE minus VBE divided by 2 times of RE minus Rin divided by beta DC. Since we have the value of Rin and beta DC, so we cannot neglect them. We have to apply it in the numerical. So this value is 10 minus 0.715. Then we have RE. So RE will be 2 times of RE will be 9400. Then plus 50 divided by 100. Right? This is plus. Sorry for the mistake. Then this value will come out to be 0.988 milliampere. Right? Then let's determine VCEQ. So VCEQ is VCC plus VBE minus of RC into ICQ. So now here VCC is 10 plus VB is 0.715 and minus RC is 2.2 kilo ohm, means into 10 to the power 3 multiplied by ICQ we have got as 0.988 milliampere. So 10 to the power minus 3. So which comes out to be, after calculating, we'll get 8.54 volts. So this is the corresponding DC analysis, right? So like this, we can solve numericals on the DC analysis of an differential amplifier. So I hope you have understood the DC analysis of differential amplifier, and I hope it is beneficial for you. So do try this type of numericals, and for the theory, please go through the book so that your learning will be proper. Thank you for joining. So in the next class with the AC analysis of the differential amplifier. So till then, keep learning. Thank you.